Good evening, Mom. Good evening, everyone. My report is all about the director. The director plays a very important role in theater production because they are like the leader or captain who guides everyone to make the play successful. Now, let's move on to the introduction to understand what exactly a director does. Next, introduction. The director is responsible for rehearsing actors and coordinating with designers or scenic costumes, lighting, and sound to ensure a coherent and engaging performance. A theater director shapes the play's the narrative style, tempo, and helps actors develop their characters. So, in in a simple words, the director makes sure everything in play connects well, from how the actors act, how the stage looks, to how the lights and sounds match the mood. For example, if it's a sad scene, the director might tell the actors to move slower and tell the lighting designer to make the light dimmer. So, basically, the director jobs is to bring everything together to tell the story clearly and beautifully. Now that we know what a director does, let's talk about the different types of directors and how they approach their work. So next we have the three types of director. There are three main types of director based on their approaches to directing. So, there are different ways director can handle their productions. In this presentation, we'll look at three main types: traditional, ante, and postmodern. Postmodern directors. Each has its own unique style in creating plays. Let's start with the first one, the traditional director. Traditional director, script is the starting point of the production or text-based method. Director chooses, analyzes, and prepares the script. Develops a directorial concept, a unified blueprint for the play. Presents interpretation of the play through image or metaphor based on the text. So, in a traditional director, focuses mainly on the script. Everything starts with what's written, the story, dialogue, and meaning. The director studies the script deeply to make sure the play follows it closely. For example, if the script is Romeo and Juliet, a traditional director will follow Shakespeare's original lines and setting, like Verona, Italy, without changing too much. Now, compared to that, the text type of director, the ante director, adds more creatively and personal style to the play. So next main types of director we have the ante. Ante from the French word meaning author. Ante directors transform or rewrite material. They wave various elements from multiple sources. Take full responsibility for every transformation, even rewriting the script. So, so author director is like a filmmaker or artist who puts their own vision into the play. They don't just follow the script, they change it, add ideas, or mix in other sources. For example, if the play is Cinderella, an author-director might turn it into a modern version, set in today's world, with cell phones and social media, but still based on the theme, on the, on the same story. Now, let's move on to the last type, which is the postmodern director, who is even more creative and experimental. Postmodern creates productions that are radical, freeform, and sometimes rebellious. These kinds of productions employs a process called deconstruction, which involves taking a part of the text, which may be altered, reassembled, deleted, or taken out of the context. It also abandons the classical. So, in a postmodern director breaks the rules. They like to experiment and make plays that are new, unexpected, and sometimes even confusing but interesting. For example, they might take a serious play like Hamlet and turn it into a funny musical or mix old lines with modern slang. They might also play with lights, sounds, or stage design in unusual ways. After knowing the types of directors, let's move on to what they're really responsible for in every production. Responsibly of Responsibility of the director brings together all aspects of production, ensures a unified and coherent piece that moves or enlightens the audience, orchestrates production elements into a meaningful experience, responsible for overall design and execution in theater creation. The director's main responsibility is to combine all parts of the play, acting, stage, music, lighting, into a meaningful show that connects with the audience. For example, the director makes sure that the message or emotion of the play is clear, whether it's meant to make people laugh, cry, or think deeply. And that's bring us to the final part of our presentation. That's all for my report about the director, their types, roles, and responsibilities in theater. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned how important a director is in creating a successful performance.